Audio only because I don't. The video's eating up bandwidth that we don't need to waste. Looks like you're in a hotel. Are you in a hotel?
Yes, I am. Yes.
You have the luxurious life of the hotel.
I just disconnected that bit of things, so you don't make any further presumptions.
How's it going? You've got your London meeting next week, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And then when's our meeting in Houston?
I suppose it's on the 19th of September.
19th of September, and that's set up. Hi, everybody. Pre-accident investigation safety moment. I'm Todd Conklin, your host, and today is a little tiny promo for an event that I am doing with Nippon Arnold. And you are more than welcome. In fact, I highly encourage you to come. I don't know where you'd get this opportunity. Nippon has deeply studied the Costa Concordia. But what Nippon's done differently than probably everybody else who studied it is he's gone out and talked to the people, especially the captain of the Costa Concordia. And we want to get together and have a discussion around that. And there's really some goals there. And we talk about this in the little conversation that Nippon and I have. But we're building community around people who are learning differently. That's for certain. We're really going to talk about what I would guess is going to become a historic event in the annals of accidents. This is one of the big ones. You know it. I mean, everyone knows the Costa Concordia. And then thirdly, we're going to talk about learning differently. And the opportunity for you to be a part of that is really, really, really positive. And so that event's coming up. We'll have lots more promo on it, but it's September 19th, and we'd like you to be a part of it. The very best way right now, because everything's still a little bit in flux about how it goes, is to jump on Nippon's website. And he talks about his website as he progresses through. If not, you can always connect with me at office Todd Conklin, no dots, gmail.com. And that will get us in and allow us to be a part of it. But let me shut up long enough so you can hear a little bit of this conversation with Nippon and I about what this meeting's about. I really am looking forward to this. There's one in Houston, and then there's going to be one in D.C., and they're both available. September 19th is the one we're working on. Love to have you as a part of it. I'm going to be there the entire day, deep diving, because I am the most interested person in what Nippon discovered. And then we're going to talk about really how we can learn from normal to understand the potential to fail. And that's a big part of what happens. Why that's controversial escapes me, but we can talk about that too if you want to. But here is the conversation that Nippon and I had, and I want you to mark your calendar September 19th if you can. I think it's worth the time. If you're in the area, there's really no reason for you not to come. That's how good this meeting will be. Here it is, Nippon and Todd talking about the meeting we're having on September 19th. And what are we looking for when we want people to come to this? So I've already got a bunch of people really excited about it. Why should they come?
Why should they come? That's a very good question.
I know, I ask really hard questions. I'm sorry. I try to be as nice as I can.
No, you've asked a very relevant question, I suppose. If anyone wants to spend a day, that's normally how we start our workshops also, Todd, to say that if somebody is spending a day with us, and that's an awful lot of time, one has to respect that and make sure that they get some value out of it. And that's always been my frustration that you spend so much time in meetings and workshops and you get nothing out of it. And I hope that, and I sincerely hope that people do find some meaning and purpose in what we are trying to deliver as a key message.
Well, so I think they will, because I think there's two really important things happening simultaneously. Actually, let me take that back, Nippon. I think there's three really important things happening simultaneously. One is we get to have a deep dive discussion with you around this specific event, which is incredibly complex and incredibly interesting. And the Costa Concordia event is an event that will live in infamy. It'll always be there as a case study for us to think about how work is done and how reliability happens. Secondly, is I think it will really influence the way they think about looking at their operations and their work that they do and even the way they look at and learn from their events, both small and large. And then thirdly, this benefit I think is not to be underestimated, the chance to hang out and actually network and create this unified group of people who are all sharing the same interests in learning differently. That chance is probably worth its weight in gold. So I see three really distinct goals, three specific reasons why people should come and spend some time with us in Houston, or even the meeting we're having in DC.
Yes, absolutely, and I don't think I could have put it in better words, Todd. I think that you nailed it really well. But I think also, and this is one of my frustrations in the maritime world, is that when you try to explain it to the people, the key message of this workshop, people from the maritime world often get towards or take it to the technical direction, and the discussions become very technical. Whereas when you take it to another domain, where people do not have much understanding about the technical side of things, the perspective is slightly open. It broadens their horizons a little bit. So they ask questions that they're really very powerful, actually, in many ways. So to answer your question, why people should be attending, I think one of the things is that we are looking at accidents in a very non-traditional way. We haven't looked at accidents that way. We have looked at accidents as if you like, failure of or an unexpected outcome, which is the result of latent errors and active behavioral issues. But what we are looking at in this case is how is this accident any different from everyday work, and that is quite powerful, I think. How is this accident? I mean, what did they do on that particular day, which they won't on a usual day? And I think that makes people think. And that takes us in an exploratory zone, in the zone of hows, not so much whys and whats. So that is the uniqueness of it. And then the kind of learning that comes out of it, I think it has direct relevance to organizations across work sectors. It has to do with teamwork, how people team up in critical operations. What sort of assumptions we make when we talk about things like crew resource management, bridge resource management, which is essentially all about things like being assertive, being good team players, leadership, accountability. But what exactly is missing in these narratives? So that is one thing. The other thing is what we look at is that how we conduct our safety audits. What kind of questions do we ask that are keeping us so far away from everyday normal work? And the third thing is that when an accident happens, when we reach that stage, I think that the important question to ask is that how good are our emergency procedures, our contingency manuals, our business continuity plans to be able to address those issues? And what assumptions are we making when we create those plans? Do they really have much relevance with reality? If not, what can we do about it? So I think that has significance across industries and work sectors. In fact, I've done a lot of presentations so far in the health sector, in aviation, in other industries, and I think there's clearly a connection there.
I agree. So how, if people want to join us in Houston, and let's focus on Houston, but DC's also out there. We can give both dates. How do they join us? What's the cost? And specifically, who's welcome? And I can answer that last one. The maritime industry, of course, is interested in this, and they're amazing people to hang out with. But in my mind, this reaches so much farther. This reaches into oil and gas. It reaches into bio. It reaches into anything that involves complex, meaningful work in high-risk environments in order to create stability and resilience. So that's pretty much everybody, and everybody's welcome.
I think it has relevance across industries. I think any organization that is wanting to is balance between learning and accountability. What I mean is, this is about safety performance. It is also looking at things from a liability perspective, to say that if you're as operating at the edge of resilience, or at the edge of, then you cannot hide behind the rules when something goes wrong. You know, and you have to prepare yourself for that. So I think it has relevance from different angles, from different perspectives.
Absolutely. So how do they hook up with us?
Well, we have, for the sake of convenience, we have set up a web page that has all the details of the preview of the accident itself, the key message that you want to take away from the day, but also how the logistical side of it, that how you go about making the booking. So that's available on my webpage, novellus.solutions. I can make it. I can send a link to you. I can post it somewhere where you think it would be the most appropriate place to get access to. But it's called novellus.solutions. Stroke learning from accidents.
Okay.
So that should take you to the site where people can actually book a slot for themselves.
And I'll make sure that website's in the notes of the podcast, and we'll get this podcast spread around so lots of people can have it. So that sounds great. Anything else we're missing?
No, not really. I think we've had a good discussion, as we always do. And looking forward to seeing you in Houston first and then in Washington, and learning from you, Todd, as much as sharing experiences with the participants.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be great fun. I'm actually really excited to spend time with you. Novellus.solutions. Let me say that again. Novellus.solutions. And this whole dot thing is changing everything. It's now we got to memorize a bunch of crap. It used to be easy in the old days when everything was .com, but this is not .com. This is Novellus.solutions. Check it out. Please come be a part of it. There's going to be some interesting people there. It's almost, I hate to say this. No, I don't really hate to. It's worthwhile coming just for the other people that are coming in the room. That part, I think, will be very, very interesting. The camaraderie of folks who are interested in this kind of high reliability learning, they're interesting. You'll like it. I can guarantee it. That is the special podcast announcement for today. Anything else? Nope. I think that's it. I hope you're doing good. I hope everything's going great. The summer is screaming by like it does. Dang it. But we'll make it. I promise. Until then, we'll see you on September 19th. Be there for certain, please. Have as much fun as you possibly can. Learn something new every single day. You did today. And for goodness sakes, be safe.